Builders confirm the Florida housing market is collapsing.
Boom!
Boom, we're live. My name is Chris Igo. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. If you're a returning viewer, I appreciate your participation in our journey. Now, I made a commitment early on that I would always tell you the truth in real time as to what's happening in our housing market. And way back in April, or maybe even earlier than that, I started putting out content about what I saw absolutely coming in the economy. And at that point, not everybody was talking or confirming the recession that we were in, but it was obvious to me. I don't exactly give myself a cookie for being right, because obviously I wish the things that are happening weren't happening. But burying my head in the sand and pretending that they're not happening isn't helpful to anyone. And so I can play the pretend game like many agents that exist in my market. And I'll give you a case in point. Recently, we've been negotiating with an agent out there who represents a seller. And due to the fact that we're doing business and we're under contract on a property, we've had a lot of access to hearing what he talks about with his clients. And honestly, myself and my team have been absolutely floored by the nonsense that he shares with his clients. And now, mind you, to be totally transparent, it's not like we're spending a lot of time with this other agent, but we do happen to have some proximity and be able to overhear what he's talking about in the short windows of inspection period and of appraisal. But we've witnessed him tell his clients, and honestly, you can't even make this stuff up, but I heard him advise his clients that if sellers would just come down a little bit and buyers would just go up a little bit, we would be in a roaring bull market as far as the housing market is concerned. When I heard this for the first time, I looked at my partner and both of us almost fell over because it was so astoundingly stupid and ridiculous to tell anybody. But it turns out that this particular agent absolutely believes it to be true. And he even went as far as putting out a video saying the same thing, which I think is great because anybody who listens to this information and hires him based on that information gets what they get, and they should be upset. Because it's wrong. It's insane. It makes no sense. But that's a different story for a different day. And today I want to go deep on the truth that's being revealed by home builders right now in our market. They're not going out there and telling the truth, which is that demand has completely fallen off a cliff. They're not positioning it that way, but instead they're spinning what's actually happening to fit a narrative which looks good for them and helps them achieve their goals, which every home builder on the planet right now is trying to get it in before 2023. And they're going to do whatever it takes to prop up their position and look good on paper, because come 2023, when all of the predictable things that I talked about, like layoffs, really start to happen. But they're going to happen. And the pain of recession has not hit yet to be sufficient enough to cause distressed or forced sales. But make no mistake, there is pain coming, so get ready for it. I'm going to shelve that for a second and we'll come back to it, but I want to share this email that I just received from an insider with a luxury builder here, local in my market, developing Lotus Palm. Now, in the past, this builder has completely crushed it. Everything they did turned to gold. And the pandemic absolutely helped that. So when they rolled out and sold Lotus and Boca Bridges, they had a tremendous amount of demand. Interest rates were at incredible lows. They had all the leverage because everyone was clamoring for new luxury construction in Boca Raton. And GL crushed their numbers. They absolutely set records and they created incredibly luxurious communities that are phenomenal places to live. But I think they may have gotten a little bit too high on their own supply, because now as the market has changed, their messaging hasn't. And so buyer beware. Now, before I go into this email, I think it's important that you understand when the demand was insane and when they had all the leverage, they rolled out a lottery system that you had to apply for and had to win in order to get the chance to purchase a lot and buy a home. And I've helped lots of people register for these lotteries, and a lot of people did not win. They didn't get their dream home and they were crushed. But the truth is, there is no more land to develop in South Palm Beach County. So in spite of the fact that I know that demand has changed radically over the last quarter, they have not caught up to that messaging. They have never admitted that there is anything other than insane demand for their product. And mind you, I'm friends with a lot of the people that work at the sales center, and I talk to them on a regular basis. I am constantly trying to pry some information from them that resembles the truth. And every single time that I've ever asked them about how sales are going, all I hear is that demand is through the roof and they're going to sell out on everything. Up until I got this email. So I'm going to read this email verbatim, and you can read between the tea leaves here. But in the event you don't want to read the tea leaves, that's fine. I'm going to tell you exactly what it means in my own words. And I'll pop this in so you can read it. But the title of this email is Lotus Palm Lot Release! Exclamation point. 20 new lots available today! Exclamation point. No lottery! Exclamation point. Man, I'm going to have a lot of fun saying exclamation point today. Nonetheless, it goes on to say in the email, Lotus Palm Lot Release, 20 new lots available, all in blue, special font, trying to get my attention. Dear Chris Igo, 4 new lots in the Bailey collection and 16 new lots in the Fiji collection. No lottery. Your buyers can select a lot and purchase a new Lotus Palm home today. That sounds very interesting. It sounds like the second lottery didn't sell out. Let's keep reading. It goes on to say that we just had another successful lot drawing at Lotus Palm. But this time, GL Homes gave us more lots to offer so that we would have some remaining lots to sell without a lottery. If you think for 1 minute that GL is interested in not selling out in a lottery, then I've got a bridge in Margate to sell you. It goes on to say, if you missed the opportunity or did not want to be a part of a lot drawing, now is your chance to purchase in this highly sought after Lotus Palm resort style community in Boca Raton. Now it goes on to say, no club membership dues, just an HOA fee of $679 per month, which includes the most amazing lifestyle amenities that GL Homes is known for. Now, many of you know that in my former career, I used to be a stockbroker, and being a stockbroker meant that I was held to a level of compliance, a standard of compliance that would not allow me to go out there and just make things up. I was in a regulated industry, and so I couldn't just go out there and blow sunshine up everybody's behind and tell everybody what they wanted to hear as it related to the investment vehicle that they were thinking about buying. I couldn't make price predictions. I wasn't allowed to go out there and say I'm going to double or triple or quadruple or whatever your money. It's a regulated industry. I wasn't allowed to make those claims. And if I did, you could bet your sweet bippy that I would get smacked down by the regulatory officer or the compliance or some type of regulatory agency, and I would lose my ass in court and very likely have marks on my license and all kinds of disclosure events because I was out there making fraudulent claims. And one of the things I'm most proud of in my 18-year career as a stockbroker is that I never had one customer complaint because I didn't do those things. I knew better. And the reason this email is so disturbing is because of what I'm about to read, which is the exact opposite of what you should be telling your clients. And this is proof positive that you should never trust the builder's sales team because the only thing they're interested in is selling you something. And yes, it's true, I'm a real estate professional that gets paid to help you when you buy or sell. But I absolutely do not want you to buy or sell anything unless it's right for you. The builder doesn't care. The builder wants to get paid, as evidenced by this next thing I'm about to read. And this is creating FOMO at the highest level. And I'm quoting verbatim, so this is not me. This is just what the builder is saying as it relates to this phenomenal opportunity on the lots that they did not sell. Don't wait for this opportunity to pass you by. Our Lotus Palm community is selling in record numbers and won't last long. Well, didn't they just not sell out? Never mind, let's continue. With the scarcity of land in Palm Beach County, and especially in Boca Raton, this area is a gold mine. It should be noted that gold and mine, both the G and the M, are capitalized to fully punctuate how much of a gold mine it is. And the future of these homes will only increase over time in a tremendous way, making this one of the best investments that you could make. Honestly, I don't even know what to say after that, because if I heard someone in my sales team saying something like that, I would fire them immediately, because that is not prudent financial advice, at least not short term. Because the truth is, right now, inventory has gone absolutely parabolic in Boca Raton, Delray Beach, and Boynton Beach. I'll pop these numbers in so that you can look at them, but month supply of inventory in Boca Raton is up 131%. Delray Beach is up 93%, and Boynton Beach is up 190%. Supply is through the roof, and it's a buyer's market. But wait, it gets worse. Now, make no mistake, Lotus Palm is going to be an incredible place to live. The homes that they're building are going to be exceptional. But the truth is that the builder did not say, or at least they're not saying it in a way that's easily consumable, if you believe that hype, is that the housing market is set up for a great big fall. And the air's coming out of the market. And so recently I did a video where I shared about how we negotiated an $850 Boca Raton home down to $700. You can bet your sweet bippy that there are going to be all kinds of opportunities for you to negotiate a phenomenal deal for yourself in today's housing market. So to pay a premium for a new luxury home right now, I think is insane. Because although there is scarcity of resource in terms of land right now, there's about to be an explosion of luxury homes for sale that you can get a deep discount on in new communities. Which takes me to Westlake. Now, Westlake has been on fire. It has been incredibly hot. And the big draw for Westlake is the fact that they are building luxury homes with luxury amenities at deep discounts relative to those same homes in Boca Raton. So I'll do simple math for you here. $1 million home in Westlake is a $2 million home in Boca Raton. But truthfully, most of the inventory in Westlake is somewhere between $700,000 and $800,000, which again is something like $1.5 million or more in Boca Raton. But the big appeal is that it's brand new. It's a brand new community. Everything is new. Everybody there is new. So it's easy to make friends and max out South Florida living to the fullest. And it's relatively cheaper as compared to Boca Raton. But it's also in Westlake, which if you consult the map is basically in the middle of nowhere. Now, over time, that won't be the case, and I'm sure it's an exceptional place to live, and I've got friends who live there and think it's phenomenal. But it's 45 minutes to an hour to really any place that you'd want to be in South Palm Beach County, which is fine. Lots of people think it's a great place to live. However, Westlake demand is falling off a cliff. Nonetheless, it is the perfect place for some people, and we were fortunate enough to help somebody just like you who found us on YouTube that fell in love with the home in Westlake, and they are under contract on a new construction home that they have yet to take delivery for. But these buyers, and all buyers, are relying on the information that the builder provides them to be accurate in order to make the best decision for themselves, for their family, and for their financial bottom line. Which brings me to my next email, which builds the case without me even trying to build the case with why you must work with a real estate professional that is not part of the builder's sales force. Because their sales team does not advocate for you, they advocate for the builder, and based on this email, they don't tell the truth. But this is the certified letter that one of our clients who is under contract in Westlake received, and I'm going to share the insider leak. And I'm going to get past the pleasantries in the first paragraph because they're not relevant, and I want to be as brief as possible. But it goes on to say, we are writing to let you know of a typographical error that we discovered in one of the floor plans that was included in the marketing materials that you were provided. That doesn't sound good. Although the document correctly reflects the square footage of each of the rooms in your home, there was a slight error in the total square footage / total living area calculation. And I hope you realize that makes no sense, right? Enclosed is the updated floor plan that reflects the total square footage in your home. As you know, the purchase price of your home was not calculated based on the home's total square footage. Really? Additionally, appraisals performed in connection with purchases of the same model by other homeowners have revealed that the current value of the home exceeds the purchase price in your contract. That doesn't make any sense either. And by the way, where's the proof of that? It then goes on to show some floor plans and try to correct the error, but everything they just said in there is absolutely not true. I've said since day one that I would always report in real time exactly what's happening right now in my housing market, and I remain committed to that. But the truth is, builders just confirmed the housing market is collapsing. And while I do suspect the right homes priced the right way will be insulated from some of that correction, but I suspect the correction will not be complete until we're at 2019 prices. Which is why it is critical that you have a professional that absolutely knows how to advocate to get you what you want in today's market. And right now, you've got all the leverage if you're thinking about buying a home. Now, I hope you found this content valuable, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and if you really liked it, share it with a friend. And check out my next video because I suspect you'll love it a lot. And until next time, peace!